Black made a move. On f6, pause the video to spot white's next move. Queen g4 check. King f7. Queen h5 check. On g6. Rook h7 check. King e8. Queen takes g6 check. King d8. Black wants to play. Knight e3. Bishop c7 check. King c8. Rook g7. Rook takes g2 check. Queen takes g2. Knight takes g2 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook f7 was chosen by white. Rook takes g2 check. King takes g2. Queen e2 check. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black played. Knight d5. Pause the video to find out white's response. Queen g4 check. King h7. Knight g5 check. Pawn takes g5. Queen h5 check. King g8. Rook c8 check. Queen f8. Rook takes f8 check. King takes f8. Queen h8 check. King e7. Queen takes g7. Rook takes b4. Queen takes g5 check. King f8. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King c3. Pause the video to analyze black's next move. Knight e4 check. Knight takes e4. Bishop takes e4. Bishop d7. White is preparing to play. Rook hf1. On g5. Bishop e6 check. King g7. Rook takes f8. King takes f8. Knight d7 check. King e7. Knight takes c5 and gain a significant edge. Rook f2 was chosen by black. Bishop e6 check. King f8. Black is aiming to play rook c2 mate and gain a significant edge. Rook hf1 played by white. Knight a2 check. Rook takes a2. Rook takes f1. Bishop d5. White is planning to play bishop takes e4 and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes d5 played by black. Pawn takes d5. Rook takes d5. Knight d3. Black is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White just played. Pawn f3. Pause the video and try to find black's next move. Queen h2 check. King f1. Queen h1 check. King e2. Queen takes g2 check. King d1. White might go for bishop b4 check. King e8. Queen takes a8 check and increase their advantage significantly. Rook hd8 was chosen by black. Queen g5 check. King e8. Black's idea is to play rook takes d3 check and dominate the board. King c1 was chosen by white. White wants to play knight f4. Queen takes f3. Knight d5. Rook d7. Queen takes g7. Rook takes d5. Pawn takes d5 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen takes f3 was chosen by black. Rook d1. Rook d6. Black might go for rook a d8. King b2. Rook takes d3. Rook takes d3. Rook takes d3 and dominate the board. Queen f5 played by white. Queen takes d1 check. King takes d1. Knight e3 check. King e2. White considers playing queen takes h7 and dominate the board. Knight takes f5 played by black. Pawn takes f5. Black has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Queen takes g3. Pause the video to spot white's next move. Rook takes e5. Pawn takes e5. Rook f1. White considers playing. Queen takes f7 check. King h8. Queen f8 check. Rook takes f8. Rook takes f8 mate and dominate the board. Rook f8 was chosen by black. Rook takes f7. Rook takes f7. Queen d8 check. Rook f8. Bishop c4 check. King h7. Black might go for Queen g1 check. King c2. Rook takes d8 and gain a significant edge. Queen takes f8 move preferred by white. Queen g6 check. King c1. White is aiming to play Queen g8 mate and gain a significant edge. Pawn h5 was chosen by black. Queen f3. King h6. Bishop d3. Queen g1 check. King c2. White is setting up to play Queen takes b7 and establish a winning position. Pawn h4 played by black. Pawn c4. On the 5. Queen takes b7. Pawn g6. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Bishop d7. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Black wants to play Queen h8. Rook f6 check. Bishop takes f6 and secure a strong hold in the game. Rook takes e6 played by white. Bishop takes e6. Queen g6 check. King g8. Queen takes e6 check. Queen f7. Black intends to play Bishop takes f4 and secure a strong hold in the game. Queen takes e5 move preferred by white. Rook e8. Black might go for Rook takes e5 and seize the initiative. Queen d6 move preferred by white. White is setting up to play Pawn a3. Pawn a6. King d2. Pawn b5. Pawn g6. Queen e7. Queen takes e7. Rook takes e7. Bishop takes f5 and seize the initiative. King h8 move preferred by black. Bishop b5. White considers playing Bishop takes e8 and take decisive advantage. Rook c8 played by black. Knight g6 check. King h7. Black is setting up to play Queen takes g6 and take decisive advantage. Knight e7 was chosen by white. Rook c6. Queen h2 check. Rook h6. Queen takes h6 check. Pawn takes h6. Pawn g6 check. Queen takes g6. Knight takes g6. King takes g6. White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. Black played Queen takes f4. Pause the video to find out white's response. Black considers playing Queen takes e3 check and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn takes f4 was chosen by white. King c6. Black's idea is to play King d7. King c2. King e6. Pawn b3. King f5. Pawn c4. Pawn takes c4. Pawn takes c4. King takes f4 and seize the initiative. King d2 move preferred by white. King d5. Black is aiming to play King e6. King e3. King f5. Pawn b4. Pawn c6. Pawn c4. Pawn takes c4 and establish a winning position. King e3 was chosen by white. On the 5. On b3. On c5. On a4. White is preparing to play pawn takes b5 and gain a significant edge. On c4 move preferred by black. On takes c4 check. King takes c4. On takes b5. On a4. On b6. On a3. On b7. On a2. On promotes to queen at b8. White might go for queen g8 check. King b5. Queen takes a2 and sees the initiative. On promotes to queen at a1 played by black. Queen b4 check. King d5. Queen takes e4 check. King d6. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. White played King h3. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. White is aiming to play Queen a4. Queen a7. Queen takes h4 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen f4 was chosen by black. King g2. Queen g3 check. King f1. Queen takes f3 check. King e1. On h3. Black considers playing on h2. Queen f1. Queen takes f1 check. King takes f1. On promotes to queen at h1 check and establish a winning position. Queen f1 was chosen by white. Queen e4 check. King d2. On h2. Queen f6 check. King g4. Queen g7 check. King f3. Black is preparing to play Queen e3 check. King c2. On promotes to queen at h1 and establish a winning position. Queen h8 was chosen by white. Queen e3 check. King c2. Queen e2 check. King c3. Queen e1 check. King d3. Queen d1 check. King c4. White's idea is to play Queen h5 check. King g3. Queen takes d1 and dominate the board. On promotes to queen at h1 move preferred by black. Queen takes h1 check. Queen takes h1. On b4 black has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. On takes d5. Pause the video to spot white's next move. Queen takes d5 check. King e8. On e6. White might go for queen d7 mate and dominate the board. Queen takes e6 played by black. Queen takes b7. Rook d8. Rook e1. Queen takes e1 check. Bishop takes e1. King f8. On g3. On f6. Bishop b4 check. King g8. On h4. Knight f7. Bishop e7. White wants to play bishop takes d8 and take decisive advantage. Rook e8 played by black. Queen d7. White is planning to play queen takes e8 mate and dominate the board. Rook a8 move preferred by black. On h5. White is preparing to play on h6. Rook b8. Queen takes a7 and gain a significant edge. On h6 played by black. On b4. Rook b8. King g2. White's idea is to play queen takes a7 and take decisive advantage. King h7 was chosen by black. Bishop c5. Rook hg8. Queen takes f7. On a6 white is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. Black just played on h5. Pause the video to spot white's next move. On f5 check. On takes f5. On takes h5. On f6. Black might go for pawn takes e5 check and sees the initiative. Pawn takes f6 played by white. King takes f6. Pawn h6. Pawn b6. Pawn h7. Pawn c5 check. Pawn takes c5. Pawn takes c5 check. King takes c5. King g7. King d5. King takes h7. King e5. White considers playing king takes f5 and secure a stronghold in the game. King g6 was chosen by black. Pawn b4. King h5. King takes f5. King takes h4. King e6. White is looking to play king d5. King g5. King c6. King f6. King b6. King e5. King takes a 6 and sees the initiative. King g4 was chosen by black. King d7. White wants to play king c8. King f3. King b7. King e3. King takes a 6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King f5 played by black. King c7. King e5. King b7. White is planning to play king takes a 6 and dominate the board. Pawn a5 was chosen by black. Black considers playing pawn takes b4 and dominate the board. Pawn takes a5 was chosen by white. King d5 black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game.